Okay, so we're going to go over the shear pack for the MetalPro 4500. When you mount these in here, it's just 2 bolts. So one in the back on that corner and one on this corner. So it's real easy. When you slide it in, you put this arm all the way up, you slide it in, you put your 2 bolts in, and then you lift these little arms up and you put a pin through, and there's a little like cotter pin that goes, a little hair pin that goes in the back side, and it locks it. And what this does is when the arm goes up, it lifts the shear up. Now, this type of machine, it'll cut a slug. So, say you're cutting angle, and what it does is specifically made so when it cuts it, so you don't get any distortion on your angle. So, it'll cut your slug out for the center. So you end up losing some material from it, but it's very minor. So the slug takes the distortion, but your regular piece comes out perfect, just a perfect cut. So I'm going to turn the machine on, and we're going to do an example of cutting a piece of angle. And I just wanted to mention too, and I should have mentioned it in the other video, but MetalPro is made in the USA, and it's made, it used to be made, I believe, in Wisconsin, and then they moved their plant to Michigan. So it's an American-made machine. I love that. So let's go ahead. I'm going to fire the machine up, and we're going to cut a piece of angle. And what these numbers are on here is the distance when you slide them in. So say you make a mark on here, you would then add the whatever, so we're doing angle, we would add 2 inches onto that, so when you slide it in, you'd end up where it would cut exactly where you want it to do. So let's cut, we'll cut a piece of angle. Now on here, the up and down that I have on here is representative of this side of the machine. So when you operate this side, it'll be reversed. So your down will be up and up will be down. But there's only 2 stations, so it's not really confusing. So this one here, we're going to go down on it. Perfect cut. And look, no distortion. Nice. We're going to cut some round bar. Now in the round bar, you get a little bit of where it deforms it, but it's very minor. And now it doesn't mushroom it out or anything, but just the way it does it. Okay, and then take this beat up piece of a bar. So there's a guide on your left side. So when you slide it in, you rest it on the left, and that's where the strongest part of your blade's going to be. And then what you do is perfect cut. Okay, now I'm going to shut it off. And we'll go around to the back side and we'll take a look at the clippings. So if I had a guess, anyway, it was probably one of these. See how it does it. Now on your flat bar, Here, let's grab the other pieces. Look at that. Perfect cut. And this went to one of these. But you see how it doesn't mushroom it out. It's just the way it is on that. But you can always clean that up. Okay, that's the MetalPro 4500 shear pack, and those are the three things that this device will do. And like I said, I put the measurements on there. On the regular flat bar shear, it'll do 3/8 by 6 inches, 1/4 inch by 8. On your rod cutter, 3/4 round or 5/8 square, and then on your angle, it'll do up to 1/4 inch 4x4 max on that. So you see, it cut it in a second, and it's perfect cuts. How cool is that? So I'm not a big fan of putting it in the abrasive chop saw, and then you got sparks and everything flying all over, and then a lot of times too, after you're done doing the cut on the chop saw, your cut's a little wonky because your blade kind of wanders a little bit. So perfect cut. Okay, that's that, and then the next video we'll go into the hole puncher.